Jana Duggar is opening up about her life-changing move. The eldest Duggar daughter moved from her Arkansas home to live with her husband, Stephen Wisman, in Nebraska. The 34-year-old 19 kids, and counting on alum, grew up in Tontatown, Arkansas. After getting married in August, she moved out of her tiny house on her parents' property. Before the big move, she acknowledged that she would miss some things about her life in Arkansas. "I know my life is about to change in many ways," Jana said. In a video shared on November 11, Jana spoke about some of the things she would miss about her home in Arkansas. The video was filmed before Jana's August wedding and her big move. "I know my life is about to change in many ways, moving more to the city life," she said in the video. Thinking about what she'd miss, she said, "I am treasuring these quiet mornings on the farm. The baby sheep toddling around are just so cute." She also tried to spend a lot of time with her family before moving to Nebraska. Between preparing for her wedding and renovating her Nebraska fixer-upper alongside her now husband, Jana was pretty busy during the weeks leading up to her wedding. However, she also tried to slow down a bit and enjoy her time with her family. "I'm definitely going to miss being so close to everyone and being able to just pop over and hang out all the time," she said in the video. Jana was excited about the move, even though she knew it would be an adjustment. Although she was aware that moving to Nebraska would be an adjustment for her, Jana said she was so excited for what lies ahead. At the same time, she made an effort to cherish her remaining time on the farm. "I am also sure that I'll have moments when I miss the farm. The sun rises over the orchard, the garden, the animals. It's just so peaceful out here," she said. "I'm doing my best to soak up these memories to take with me." Jana and Stephen tied the knot in August. Speaking to people, Jana Duggar called her August wedding in Arkansas a dream come true. As the eldest Duggar daughter, Jana watched 11 of her younger siblings get married before she did, which she called disheartening at times. "For me, it felt like, okay, it's never coming," she told people just before her special day. "But now it's starting to sink in. Reality is starting to set in. And I'm like, wow, this truly is something that I've dreamed of." Her husband also has a lot of siblings. Though he doesn't have 18 siblings, Stephen also comes from a large family. He grew up in Nebraska with his parents and 12 siblings. As Jana and her husband worked on their Nebraska fixer-upper, Jana documented their progress on her YouTube channel. "We've been working. He has a little house we bought that we've been fixing up and getting pulled together. And so that's been fun," Jana told people in August. For many years, Jana Duggar was known as the oldest daughter of the Duggar family, a quiet yet reliable figure who helped manage the household while her younger siblings grew up. With 18 brothers and sisters in a family that emphasized strict rules, conservative values, and traditional gender roles, Jana's life seemed set to follow a familiar path. But as the years passed, something shifted. Jana began to explore life outside the confines of her parents' home, slowly breaking away from the role that had been carved out for her as the perpetual caretaker and helper. In recent years, the public eye has witnessed Jana's gradual transition as she steps away from her upbringing and begins to adjust to a life far from the familiar rural homestead in Arkansas. While the Duggar family's strict values have been well documented through shows like 19 Kids and Counting On, Jana's personal journey is a quiet rebellion of sorts, a move from the sheltered world of the Duggar compound into a more independent and self-defined existence. For the first time in her life, Jana is embracing a new chapter, and in interviews and social media posts, she's begun to open up about what it's like to leave home and venture into city life. A lifetime of responsibility, Growing up in the Duggar family meant that Jana's early years were marked by responsibility. As the oldest girl, she was often tasked with helping care for her younger siblings, cooking meals, cleaning the house, and organizing the family's daily routines. This role, though one of love and duty, was a large part of her identity, and it also meant that she didn't have the freedom to explore the world or live independently as many young women do. For much of her life, it seemed as though Jana's future would follow the same trajectory as her siblings: marriage, motherhood, and staying close to the family home. But as she got older, it became clear that she wasn't ready to settle into that role just yet. While her sisters began marrying young, many of them with children of their own, Jana remained single, and over time, her desire for something more, something different, grew stronger. Though counting on never explicitly covered Jana's inner turmoil over these expectations, fans of the show began to notice subtle shifts. Jana started traveling more, showing a curiosity for new places, and posting more on social media. Images of her working on home projects, enjoying new hobbies, or spending time with friends. These small, yet significant, changes suggested that Jana was beginning to carve out an identity outside of the family and its rigidly defined roles. Taking the leap. Leaving the nest. In recent years, Jana took the bold step of moving out of her parents' home and into a house of her own, a decision that shocked many fans who had grown accustomed to her being the constant, dependable presence in the Duggar household. Her decision to leave the place she had known her whole life wasn't made lightly. It was, in many ways, an act of courage, especially in a family where independence, especially for women, was not always encouraged. In interviews, Jana has described her decision as both liberating and intimidating. She admits that leaving home and adjusting to life outside the Duggar compound was initially challenging, especially when it came to navigating city life. As someone who had been raised in a small, rural town with a life centered around home and family, adjusting to a bigger, more bustling world felt like a monumental shift. "I'd never really been to the city much before," Jana shared in one interview. "There's so much noise, so many people, and so many things happening at once. It's overwhelming at times. But it's also exciting. I'm learning how to navigate this new world on my own, and it's been such a growth experience." Jana's move to the city wasn't just about physical space. It was about mental and emotional space, too. In the process of carving out a life for herself, she's had to reckon with her identity, stepping away from the role she had long played as the family helper, and embracing a more independent version of herself. This includes learning how to navigate adult life on her own terms, managing her finances, making decisions without consulting a strict set of family rules, and exploring her interests outside of the traditional Duggar framework. Finding her own path. One of the most notable changes for Jana has been her ability to explore new hobbies and passions that she never had the chance to before. As a young adult, she's been able to indulge in activities like gardening, home design, and even fitness, posting about her various projects on Instagram and sharing glimpses of her life in a way that feels refreshingly authentic. It's clear that she's embracing her newfound freedom, and that freedom includes the ability to shape her own routine and make decisions based on her preferences, rather than the expectations placed on her for most of her life. Jana has also found strength in her newfound independence. Without the constant pressure to care for siblings or be the perfect daughter, she's able to build meaningful relationships and engage in activities that bring her joy. She spent time volunteering, working on home renovation projects, and connecting with friends. Fans who have followed her journey on social media have commented on her growing confidence and sense of self, a stark contrast to the quieter, more reserved version of herself that fans had seen on TV. In a recent Instagram post, Jana shared a reflection on the journey of finding herself. It's been such a journey of self-discovery. For so long, I've been focused on others and their needs. But now I'm taking time to focus on myself, and I'm learning that it's okay to want more for myself. The balance of independence and family. Though Jana has embraced her independence, she has also remained close to her family, which is important to her. Despite leaving home and adjusting to city life, she continues to spend time with her siblings and parents, attending family gatherings and sharing updates on their lives. This balance between independence and family ties is something that Jana seems to have found a healthy rhythm with. She's no longer confined to the role that had been expected of her, but she still values her family and continues to play an important part in their lives. Many fans have praised Jana for her courage to step outside the confines of the Duggar family's traditional lifestyle. In a world where the Duggar children were often expected to marry young and live within a set of prescribed values, Jana's decision to leave home and redefine her life on her own terms feels like a breakthrough moment, not just for her, but for women within conservative religious communities who often feel stifled by rigid expectations. Conclusion: a new beginning. Jana Duggar's journey from homebound caretaker to independent woman is one of growth, exploration, and self-realization. As she adjusts to city life, she's not just learning how to navigate a different physical space. She's learning how to navigate her own desires, dreams, and passions. This new chapter in her life, while challenging at times, marks the beginning of a bold new adventure, one where she can finally live for herself and pursue the life she's always dreamed of. In a family that has long been defined by tradition and strict rules, Jana's decision to embrace independence and redefine her future offers a refreshing glimpse into the possibility of change and the power of taking control of one's own destiny.